the religion of technology. This topic was brought to my attention by a professor named Professor Noble. He has since passed away, but he was a great professor. He taught at MIT and other universities, and his job was to help the new generation of engineers and tech students to understand exactly what values, beliefs, and mindsets that they've been programmed with, that they've inherited, that informs and guides their work. But it's larger than that. It's about society as a whole and how they've been conditioned to accept technology in a religious way as a savior, as something that's going to bring happiness, peace, and joy to our lives. And this is done intentionally and purposely, powerfully, and it has worked. So in this video, I'll be speaking about that, a little bit about the agenda, and more about what you can do. So in his book, which I urge you to get, The Religion of Technology, he makes several claims, and one is that technology in itself has religious implications, meaning the people that develop and create and make things, they have choices. They have choices into what they choose to invent and create. They have choices in how they go about that. But for some reason, these technologies, these new breakthroughs, they're done in a religious manner. The people that create a lot of these so-called breakthroughs have a religious motivation behind it. And it's always been like that. The astronauts brought a Bible on the moon. The creator of the atomic bomb mentioned being godlike, having godlike powers, abilities. There's always a presentation of something religious and spiritual related to technology, when technology is supposed to be something that is secular, apart from religion, apart from spirituality. That's the line they give us. So what I'm saying is the motivations behind their inventions is to be like God, is to touch the power of God, is to crack the code of God, is to understand and be like God. And they tell you, and they make it apparent in all their work. One of the most dangerous ideas that is spouted to this day with the recent AI revolution is the idea of getting on board or be left behind. If you don't get on board, you'll be left behind. If you don't learn these skills, you'll be left behind. You'll lose your job, you'll be replaced. And they put out this fear of being left behind, which mimics the exact religious, particularly Christian ideology of being left behind, of being raptured by something higher and more advanced than you. And if you don't get in line, if you don't do what they need you to do, you won't make it. They espouse these same ideas because they know it triggers something deep in people's psyche. They know people are already primed for religious thinking. It doesn't matter what their religion is. They see power external to them. They see Savior external to them. They see God external to them. And so when something comes along and something steps into that imprint and they use that language, they can trigger the responses of people and the masses of people, and you can see it. Get on board or you'll be left behind. Don't be left behind. And the implications of being left behind. Another aspect of technology, which are actually three, is that technology in itself is designed to do several things. One, to de-skill you. What took more brain power, more creativity, now is relinquished to the AI or to the tech. So you need less and less skills, less and less thinking, less and less creativity. And you lose skills along the way. You lose understandings of things. You just push buttons. You just copy and paste. You just prompt. And people don't look at what they're losing by that. Because by losing skills, you're relying on something external. And that reliance, that dependence is what they're hoping for. Just like in religion, when you have to rely on and depend on something outside you to figure it all out. And you don't do nothing. All you have to do is just pray and obey, and that will figure it out for you. And there's nothing that you need to really do. It's the same mentality. The second thing technology does, so it de-skills you, but it also surveils you. They had the promise that technology was going to free us, and technology was going to make us more free and create this beautiful utopia society. We've been programmed with that from in the 60s, where they showed the cartoon, the Jetsons, and more. But the reality is we're more controlled and surveilled than we've ever been. In certain countries, there's cameras everywhere. I don't have to tell you. They can track your movements on the internet. They track your data. They have a whole profile of who you are, of what you do, of what you like, of your political leanings, of what you love to do for entertainment, of what triggers you. They can build a whole profile based on the algorithm that they send you and you respond to. So technology in itself is there to de-skill you, but also surveil you, track you. Just like in religion, when they tell you this Father in the sky is watching you, is always surveilling you. You know, like Santa Claus, if you're tracking to see if you're naughty or nice. Taking on the same characteristics. The next quality of religion, it de-skills, it surveils, it makes you dependent on it, and it makes you not question it. We cannot even question science and technology. Science and technology is above questioning. It has inside of it an almost godlike quality, that if you question us, something is wrong with you. You're against science. You're not progressive. Science is neutral. How could you question it? It's just science. It's facts. It's law. And so we're programmed not to even question the choices that are made for us in regards to the technologies that are put out. And it gives us a sense that these technologies are just happening, just like the market. It's just happening. It's outside of our control. So when you put these together, you have a dangerous mix of humanity that's given their power away through these subtle programs of seeing something that's out of their control, that they can't question. If they question it, they look stupid. Because it's science. Science must be right. It's fact. You can't question it. It de-skills you. So it takes away your critical thinking, your deep creativity, and your deep creative mind. It surveils you and watches you. And then it tells you, or they tell you, you've got to jump on board of whatever is happening, or you will be left behind. Whether you like it or not, or agree with it or not, you've got to jump on, or you'll be left behind. The problem is, when humans agree to one of those things, it makes it easy for them to sell you a next one. Then when you agree to that one, it makes it much easier to agree to another one. In some circles, this is called the law of suggestions, law of successive suggestions, where if somebody gives you a suggestion and you accept it, it makes it easier for you to accept the next suggestion and the next suggestion, and they can up the ante and up the ante because you've let it in. You suspended your critical faculty and you have a religious acceptance and belief in technology. And by suspending your critical faculty, I mean in hypnosis, it's called, your conscious mind is called the critical faculty or factor. That's a part of you that judges, analyzes, critiques information and reality. That's the part of you that can tell you, I don't believe that, or I'm not accepting that, or that's not me. What happens is when that is suspended, or when that is put to sleep, when that goes offline, your subconscious mind is open to programming. It's open to absorbing and accepting ideas, and without you even knowing it, so that you believe and feel just like they want you to believe and feel, and you defend it and agree to it, not realizing that this was implanted in you and is foreign to your system. And these are the main qualities and the main ideas that they use to program people with this idea that technology is somehow their savior. It's going to help them create a utopic society, that they can't question it, that they'll be left behind if they don't get on board with it. They absolutely have no say in it. It's bigger than them. And it's for the greater good. You just have to trust that it's for the greater good. Just like in religion where they say, you just have to trust the plan. Trust the plan. So what they've done is taken real spiritual principles, because I am not an atheist. I'm saying that there are real spiritual principles of the divine being in you and in everybody, and having a real partnership with the divine in you. And they've taken that partnership and replaced it with technology. So you see the divine in technology and in science. You've made that God. And by making it God, you give them permission and empower them to enslave you. Not realizing that because you have the divine in you, you have inner technology. You have deep inner spiritual technology that can do wondrous things. But because you've been programmed to believe in this other technology, and I'm not against technology. I'm for AI assisted technology that assists us in our mastery and development, that assists us and doesn't diminish our divinity within, doesn't diminish our freedom, doesn't diminish our creativity, doesn't diminish our free will, but enhances it. And unfortunately, the people behind this agenda and the forces behind it don't want you to have your creativity, your freedom, and don't want you to discover your true divinity. But you've got to. You've got to discover your divinity. You've got to reject these beliefs if you want true sovereignty of mind, body, and soul. Because this is critical times now, and everyone has choices to make. So don't be fooled by these statements. And after this video, you won't. You'll be able to recognize the game being played on you. And that's just the beginning. The next step is to cultivate the divine qualities within you, is to cultivate the relationship, the partnership between you and the higher divinity that's within your mind and within your heart that we all have. Cultivate that and let that divinity show you the right relationship to have with technology. Because right now, the relationship with technology is one-sided. It's slave and slave master. Technology is relating to humanity as humans and not from their divine self. Meanwhile, the divine is really doing its best to wake you up.